Oh my goodness, Sergey, I'm so excited about tonight.
Well, I'm glad you're cropped from here up then, because I don't want to see that. What?
You don't want to know what's happening downstairs.
Did you get that fluffer that one of our viewers sent you?
I haven't gotten it in the mail yet. What I did receive, though, is equality from the House of Representatives.
Sizzle, sazzle.
Wow.
Congratulations to you gays and lesbians and QRSTLUVs.
Thank you, breeder, resident breeder.
My wife and I congratulate you all.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. How is your wife doing with that deck project she's been working on?
Well, I just said,
really been sanding that deck.
We need more wood because the bigger, the better.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, that's enough about our excitement and our woods. We're going to touch on that breaking
news. We're going to touch on that wood later on.
But, ladies and gentlemen, it's the faces you've been waiting to see because live from the internet, it's Hot
Topics.
Hot Topics with Cecil and Sureg'ay. Wine boy.
Oh,
it is so exciting.
That music just pumps my blood, and I
love that.
It is like Cialis.
Mm-hmm. That deep, rich voice.
Yeah.
Mikey Gill's deep. Is that Mikey Gill's deep, rich voice? I think it is.
It is Mikey Gill's voice. But we need a new one, Mikey. Gilly and the Girl. That's his new band name with his wife.
Oh, I see.
So if you're out there listening, we need a new intro song.
We're looking for a new, fresh start. Look at who all is chiming in, Sergey.
I see Gail Blackmer, Caitlin Stevenson, Chris Congdon. Hi, Gail Blackmer.
Jeff Perry is here.
Of course he is. He's got to build a deck for Wine Boy.
What's up? Your wife's on that dick.
I wish you guys would just get a room. Stop using our little StreamYard.
Stop using our platform.
Yeah.
Kelly Jenner is here.
Oh, really?
Super exciting. And Luann as well. Oh my goodness.
Hi, Luann. Welcome back from Mars.
I know.
That's we finally figured that.
Quite a journey.
Good Lord. And it was very windy on Mars.
Did you see the video?
I did. It was very exciting.
It was super exciting. Oh my gosh, look at who else is here. Nikki Holloway Bush.
Oh my God, that's because she's just in time for wine. And speaking of, now that we've checked in with most of you, we can't get to all of you right away, but we always try. Raise your glasses because it's been another eventful roller coaster week of lots of topics. So cheers. Like a chime from
church.
Hold on, you need me. You need me and the app's not working?
What happened, Wine Boy?
I swear, this doesn't happen often.
You missed our bells again.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
We are trying to chime.
Even the Hunchback of Notre Dame is quicker.
It made me watch another ad. How come the times that I'm needed right away, it makes me watch an ad? But the times that I'm ready for it and prepared, it's like, oh, you're good to go. No big deal. Good job, Wine Boy.
A watched pot never boils.
Oh, but I'm trying to ring this bell. Who liked our Instagram
I've offered
thing?
You to ring my bell many a times.
I know. Anyway.
John Armstrong asking, did I get some swag from Chinatown? I sure did, my little lady right back here.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I don't even know how to point properly.
You need to figure that camera.
Well, she's pointing. Is that where you...
It's right there.
Well, good. The Lord knows by the end of the episode, she'll be singing.
Yes, she will.
We've got... Yeah. Do you want to let the Chihuahuas out now while we got time?
No, you know what? I took care of the Chihuahuas before we even got started, folks. And I stood there the whole time because I didn't want Lady Gaga's dog thieves taking my dogs.
Isn't that crazy?
What on earth is happening in the world?
Okay, so let's talk about that right off the. It's terrifying, one thing, but she has French bulldogs, 3 of them, and the video shows them pulling up in a white car. That's the 3
Freedom
dogs.
bulldogs these days.
Now the 2 on the ends, the tan one and the white one,
Oh my god!
they got snatched.
They're
But the
so
black
cute.
one, the dog walker clutched onto him like a set of pearls and held onto that one, even though she got shot in he got shot in the chest when they tried to steal. This is the bodyguard. The bodyguard showed up to get the dog from the police headquarters.
Oh my word!
I mean, you know you're rich when you send your bodyguard to get your dog and you're in Rome. So Lady
She's in
Gaga
Rome right now.
She's in Rome filming a movie. She is distraught, and she put up $500,000 reward, no questions asked, as long as you return the 2 French bulldogs that these people. I mean, they say you can get the black market for French bulldogs. It's like a thing because
There's a black market for French bulldogs.
Well, obviously not the black French bulldog, so it's a black market for the white bulldogs, but not the black
Oh my
one.
goodness, racism exists everywhere.
It's, well, obviously those thieves were Republicans, but oh god, I can't believe I had to say that about my own party just now. Anywho,
we've discussed this.
I'm sorry,
Sergey.
it just slips
I
out
hate it.
when I'm being me and you're being you.
I hate
Roses are red, violets are blue. Anywho. Anyways,
did they kill the dog walker though? He
no,
got
shot. Now, when you hear the video of TMZ, I was like, oh, she got shot, and then I thought, oh, it's a Lady Gaga fan. It's a big old girl, but he's fabulous, and he screamed for help, and they shot him in the chest. Now, with the $500,000 reward, I was learning about the story, and I thought, gosh, I really hope it isn't a Jesse. What was the guy's
Smollett?
Jesse Smollett?
Smollett.
Yeah, I was hoping it wasn't going to end up being a story like that, and so far it's not, because they didn't shoot him in the leg; they shot that bitch in the chest.
Right.
So
I'm leaving this up here because I think Caitlin Stevenson has a great point. Is that not insane to
those people, or just people who have information?
She supposedly Lady Gaga's offering it. Just give the dogs back, no questions asked. But it's like, yes, is that not insane for anyone else who's offering $500K to people that shot her dog? And I feel like the dog walker, but I think the dog walker has a couple questions.
A, she's filthy rich.
She is filthy rich.
B, well, okay, he's all over social media with the dogs. Now, this is the question I was going to ask. We were talking about, do you think that they targeted them knowing it was Lady Gaga's dogs? Because I think it's very well known that, especially in that area.
I mean, those dogs, they're on Instagram all the time.
Yeah, and TV and everything. So, or were they just snatching them because they're French bulldogs? They say you can get $8,000 for French bulldogs on the black market. Now, they were definitely on TMZ. They showed other footage of another armed militia or whatever snatching a French bulldog from a husband and wife couple, and it's sad. It's very sad, especially because animals. But $500,000. What that's going to do is get people turning on people, because I mean that's what the $500,000 is going to do.
100%. And it's probably some idiot that's like, $500,000, I'll turn in the dogs and then be arrested for, attempted murder.
Well, there's that. So, I mean, when you hear the phrase $500,000, no questions asked. Well, sure, Lady Gaga can put out a statement, but the authorities can still be like, we have questions.
We got some questions.
And a pair of handcuffs that we were saving for New York.
Oh my goodness. That is just insanity. I had no idea.
That is the Lady Gaga news. She's in Rome shooting a movie, and obviously can't get right back. So yeah, that's just crazy. And so far, I mean, he's critical, but he's surviving so far, so that's good.
I can only imagine the monster squad of Lady Gaga's fan base just going to town on this French bulldog thief.
They'll find him. Don't you worry.
I am.
And we'll report in a few weeks.
Mhm.
So big news today in the House, like we were saying, the Equality Act passed in the House, which would expand federal protections for LGBTQ, RST, UV, WXYZ people by prohibiting discrimination based on gender identity and sexual orientation.
And people are in a tizzy about it.
Well, of course they are.
Republicans acting like they give a shit about women's rights now all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah. The new...
Rand Paul, did you see that whole bit?
With the Attorney
Well, that was
General.
for
She's
the
on the
Attorney
news all the time because I get the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia news. And Dr. Rachel Levine. Anyway, she's in her confirmation hearing, and Rand Paul is going off on genital mutilation. It's like, you guys
said that phrase a million times. It's just like, ugh. If I never hear the phrase genital mutilization ever again, it'll be too soon.
Well, I do picture his pube hairdo that he wears every day when I think about it.
That's like I never want to hear the phrase transvaginal mash when I see those lawyers.
And you know what? They always do those commercials in the morning when you're sipping your coffee.
Exactly.
I don't
want to think about my transvaginal mash right now.
Or genital herpes.
Is that like dental dam or something? What's that?
The transvaginal mash?
Yeah, what is that?
I have no idea what it's for.
Oh.
And let's just keep that mystery going, Nancy Drew, because
apparently vaginas need a hammock. That's why I stay clear of them.
Hammocks? Because you'll fall out of both of them from the ones I've seen.
How dare you? I fall out of one hammock
and here you are, gay. See?
Oh my goodness.
So, gosh.
We were talking about our rights.
Yes, you've got them now. You can't be discriminated. Well, you can.
Cannot be discriminated against. I will not be fired from this show just for being a homosexual.
I don't know. We could have a 2-3 vote or 2-1 vote.
I know. Viewers, I'm outnumbered by the straights in this show.
It's not hard.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
Kelly Jenner says the mesh is to patch a broken vagina. I don't even know. How do you break one? I don't want to know.
Once you go black, you never go back.
I would love to say I broke a few in my time, but
you'd like to.
I would like to, but I can't. I can't.
No, I remember that time you spooned me, wine boy, and I thought you had your back to me.
I was going the other way.
I was like, "Why are you already leaving? Oh, you're facing me. Oh, is it cold in here?"
Oh my goodness.
You have more of a chance of my big Italian nose poking you than anything else.
Oh well, then we should have slept the other way.
I was not present for this.
One time I had too much to drink.
Viewers, by the way.
It doesn't make you gay if you sleep with wine boy once and you were too drunk.
Anyways.
So lots going on this week as well. It's always nice when you can get a good 15 minutes into the show and we haven't had to say anything about Trump, but it's time. And the only thing we're going to say is that the Supreme Court was like, Kavanaugh, we're not going to see this case. And they dissed him again. Which is great.
I am so excited about these whole taxes. And I hope it's not, to use a phrase from Don Jr., I hope it's not a big nothing burger.
Well, we hope not either. But look, and they say, okay, due to the grand jury secrecy or Privacy Act and all that, they won't be released to the public. But that's fine. I don't need them to be released. I just need the indictments to be released.
I probably wouldn't understand them anyway. They're going to be so convoluted.
Oh, please. There's 10 years of taxes. They're going to be going millions of pages. They say millions.
Ugh.
They're going to have to go through, and the majority of them they already said he's had reported a loss for 10 years. So. Not the billionaire, everyone. Not sure. I don't care what he says. He's a great businessman phrase.
He's not.
Do you think that he's more afraid of it actually coming out, like he's going to go to jail for anything, or it's an ego trip because he boasts how big of a millionaire he is, billionaire, whatever the fuck, and he's really not. And people like Mark Cuban and him, you go back and forth about who can write bigger checks.
Exactly.
It's both. It's both. He was nervous as shit, which is why he wanted to, no matter what, win the election, because he knows then he's no longer protected from immunity under the presidential
blah, blah, blah.
That. And also because people will know. I mean, we already know he's a failure and that he's just full of shit. And everyone knows that. So we're not going to learn anything new as far as that go. I mean, that already came out that he paid $750 in 2017 for taxes. That's it. Like, we paid more than that.
Exactly.
We've had more in cash apps.
We've had more in cash apps than he paid in taxes.
Anyways, so a spokesman for Vance's office, which is the district attorney, Danny Frost, confirmed that Trump's longtime accounting firm Mazars had complied with the subpoena after 18 months of delay. So that's another thing. He's been delaying it for 18 months and fighting it tooth and nail to keep the information private. The transfer occurred within hours of the Supreme Court's one-line order. They're just like, we're not even going to bother. So we're just going to say one line.
I think what's hilarious, though, Sergey, is that when you said the one-line order, Wineboy put up Susie Lalonde's comment of, yep. So it was like, the Supreme Court was like, yep, you can see them. And they sure went that way.
So speaking of taxes and everything, we have Cash App Alert.
Cash App Alert.
We love you, viewers. Thank you always for thinking of us and helping us get through each week with a little monetary love. And thank you for your tips. Thank you, Christopher Congdon, for the $15.68. And he says, owe you one for tax deductions.
He wants us to work for that 1 cent so we get to the magic number.
Well, we'll give you our 2 cents. Trust us. And from Polk County, Florida, Rita Wasson, thank you very much. We appreciate your love and your tips. Thank you. We will definitely put that towards some wine for next week's episode. In 2 weeks. Anyways, well, going from one president to the other, before we came on the air tonight, President Biden launched an airstrike. Well, the military did, but he ordered it on Iran-backed militia in Syria. Now, the chatter on Facebook from the still Trumpsters and supporters and even conservative GOP, I'll give you that, is that, oh, look, we went 4 years without a war, and now here we are 36 days into the new administration, and boom. Well, first of all, let's get the facts straight, because that hurts. The facts are that the Iran-backed militia was firing rockets at our military men and women in Iraq. So they were already firing on Americans. And we finally did something about it, which is great. It's a big difference from what we went through the last 4 years of, oh, well, let's just turn the eye when a reporter gets murdered and dismembered, or, offering rides on Air Force One to your buddies, the other dictators in the world. So, look, I'm not for war, but you have to be tough. And I'm glad that Biden is at least standing up and being respectable, and hopefully that's all there is. Hopefully
Didn't Trump drop a bomb too, the Muad'Dib? Didn't he drop that one as well, and also take out that one guy? I mean, it's not as if I mean, they're all like touting that Trump didn't start any new wars, but it's not like he, was the biggest peacemaker in the world.
But let's not don't forget that he also warned Russia before he was going to bomb that airstrip. Remember that? And then they left, and it was like, oh, we were firing on
just empty buildings.
Yeah,
sure.
And they got out, and they it was supposed to be a retaliation, but we were like, oh, we're gonna fire on you now. Tell Pootie I said hello. Pootie, where's your booty?
Oh my goodness. Sean Armstrong brings up a good point. The Pentagon requested this, and Biden said, all right.
Exactly. Thank you for clarifying, and that is true.
And
isn't it nice to have a president that actually listens to the intelligence and surrounds himself with good people listens to everybody, but then makes the decision,
And Chris Congdon is bringing up a valid point. Trump has definitely killed more Americans by neglect. We hit 500 million.
500 million this week. 500, and it was by Tuesday.
All right, this is a downer, Sergey. We talked earlier that we were not going to be a big downer tonight.
Right. So here to segue out of that, on the good side and the plus side, today we reached a milestone of Biden's administration has issued 50 million vaccines and is ahead of schedule. Even though we've had snowstorms and everything else, he's still ahead of schedules to his 100,000, which was still low. But hey, rather than say I'm a big rich billionaire and then my taxes show something different, at least Biden's going low, and then if he breaks that glass ceiling, then so be it.
And speaking of,
some of our viewers have gotten a vaccine,
I know, that's very exciting,
and I'm glad to see they're still with us.
And I'm certainly Scott Rolfe, welcome to the party. You missed our whole discussion about Rand Paul and his genital mutilation.
I might, if I was his neighbor, I might actually punch him in the ribs also.
I would punch him right in the balls.
I'd punch him right in that vaginal mesh.
Punch him right in his vaginal.
Right in his vaginal hammock.
All right.
We
Speaking
did
of the
talk
big
about clitoris
storm,
last week.
can we segue? Speaking of the big storms, that brings us to our You Go Girl segment this week. As some of our viewers know, there have been some terrible, terrible storms happening in Texas, whereupon Ted Cruz got on an airplane and left the country. But another congressperson. Are we going to roll the?
Welcome to my world, Cecil. I was like, oh, look at you setting up a segue.
I'm setting up the segment, but I wasn't sure if there was like a cue. If Wineboy was just
Wineboy, roll that intro.
You better work.
Wait for you to say something or to be like, hey, and then pause.
I thought you were just going to cut me off.
No, I'm not rude.
That's my job.
Yeah, I'm not rude.
I'm so used to getting interrupted, being gagged by you both.
Well,
you like it with our illegal Go Girl.
And that is what vaginal mesh is for.
I was just going to say, any viewers watching this tomorrow, you're not going to even be able to hear that song.
No,
don't bring that up.
Facebook. But Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, as she is AKA, this bitch, she raised over $5 million to send relief to the state of Texas.
Yeah, not even her own state, and
not even her own state.
So let's mock her some more. Why don't we?
Exactly. One of my favorite things was her statement saying, when things happen to New York, it happens to the United States. When things happen to Texas, they happen to the United States. When things happen in Texas, they happen to New Yorkers. So I'm going to raise, money, and I'm going to help out my fellow Americans. And even Texans were like, you're from New York. They all did that Pace Picante commercial where they were like, New York City. And yet they're gonna take that money.
Two things. I love that each picture got wider and you guys had to get wider.
Well, it was
wider.
Nice to get thinner because the camera adds 15 pounds.
That was funny.
All the way
I would like to say
I do think that most Texans are trying to figure out if the government sent all the snow or not. If you
What?
listen to TikTok,
This conspiracy theory, viewers,
At
please
some
chime
point,
in.
yeah. But a wine boy, explain it because you're the one that found that one today.
okay, yeah. Sorry for cutting you off, Sergey, but so apparently on TikTok, there's this conspiracy theory going on.
That's where we get all our
Valid
news.
news source.
Yeah, well, people sadly, social media is where people get most of their news, not actual news stations anymore. But so they were taking their snow, putting it in their microwave to melt it, and apparently people were saying like it was going off like fireworks were in there. Also, they were taking snow and just taking a lighter to it and trying to melt it, and they're saying since it's not turning into water because it's a solid that's supposed to turn into water because it's ice, that it's the government sent the snow to fuck with Texas for whatever reason. The problem is once again they didn't listen to actual science because when snow melts it turns into gas like vapor, not water, which anybody who lives in the north would know because when it snows 3 feet of snow and then it doesn't just turn into a fucking waterfall, it actually evaporates, but whatever.
Oh my God.
Science is hard. There's a big science word for it, and I don't know it right now. But yeah, so that's the conspiracy theory that the government made snow.
I'm loving Caitlin Stevenson's question right here. Or obviously the deep state made the fake snow, but
Right.
I'm with you, girl. I cannot follow what the plan was supposed to be either. So what? We just froze all of Texas for what reason?
Because renewable energy doesn't work. Because it was for what is it, 10% of their energy supply, but clearly we need coal.
Right,
I don't
and
know.
90% is the electric grid from ERCOT, and they were testifying with all the other Foghorn Leghorns and Yosemite Sams today, and they were talking to him, and he said, when we cut it off for a few days, we saved it we would still be in a blackout, the entire state right now. As of today, as we're speaking, he said we would still be in a blackout, the entire state right now. Can you imagine? If that doesn't finally get their attention after 10 years, nothing will. One thing I just wanted to touch back on with the whole AOC thing, dear Texas and GOP, New York helping out Texas. That's what unity is.
That's America.
Yeah. United States of America. So don't go seceding when we're giving you money.
Maybe quit talking about seceding all the time.
Yeah.
And acting like you can go this alone. Because
apparently that didn't work out.
Can't.
ERCOT.
It's the Lone Star State.
Florida has Epcot and Texas has
ERCOT.
It's Lone Star State. You don't mess with Texas. Yeehaw.
It's
America.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy, somebody's been in the whiskey tonight.
No,
Anyways,
I'm doing
what's
no
John
booze
Armstrong
for
says,
Lent.
as a former
I love
Texan, I think I'd be pretty offended that a congresswoman from New York is doing more for my state than one of its sitting senators. Well, but he's not sitting. He was when he was on the plane.
He was lounging on a chaise lounge on the beach.
And did you see that
corona.
bitch trying to give out bottled water this week too? I mean, he is.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then, God bless America. This is what I do love about America is our sense of humor and our sarcasm. Somebody hired a mariachi band to play outside Ted Cruz's house.
If he wanted that Mexico experience,
he got it. Anyway, they should have banned him from being on the plane since he's an insurrectionist anyways, and made him climb over the wall that he had built.
Exactly.
Yeah. Get back to Texas now, bitch.
Brittany Schmidt asked a burning question earlier about what it is behind me, and it is my little lady.
Does she have vaginal mesh?
She doesn't, but she does have this tag coming out of her skirt.
Well,
she's just my little singing lady.
I guess you must have moved your set a little bit tonight because we've never seen your little lady hanging out.
I know. I aimed the camera a specific way.
Well, we like
so
it. At least you don't
take Nancy Pelosi's call and show off my little lady.
So I just have to say real fast, speaking of Nancy Pelosi. So as we get the news blips on our iPads and stuff before the show, it says CNN, Biden authorized a military strike against Iran. Fox News, Nancy Pelosi confuses senator for Miami Vice stud. Apparently, Ron Johnson and Don Johnson. She may have said Don, and that's Fox News
headline worthy.
Yeah,
obviously.
You can't make that shit up, folks. So
Sonia's back. That's so nice. Sonia was curious.
Well, I do want to point out, Brittany Schmidtke, that my little lady has been here this whole time. I just haven't had the camera aimed properly, but she will be a permanent resident. If fans, my viewers, our viewers, if you love her, you're gonna see her now forever.
Well, some of us get swag and we debut it on the show. Thank you again, Victoria Cherie Bennett, for my Kiss the Cook and wine bottle.
I haven't gotten a salt and pepper shaker from a viewer. I haven't gotten a knitted scarf from a viewer. I am upset.
You got underwear.
I have a new house.
I don't wear underwear. Wow.
We know that. Thank God you only moved it towards the lady and not towards the gentleman, the camera.
I'm just glad that we turn off the show before you start going on Pornhub like other people start before they leave their Zoom meetings. They like
poor Jerry Tubin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's that?
You don't remember?
Remember we talked about it.
Doing a Tubin?
Dude.
Oh, right.
In the middle of a work session.
He showed his little lady, you know what I'm saying?
Does that. I mean,
close the tabs.
I was going to say, if I'm going to do porn, if I'm going to watch porn, every door in my house is shut. Every door is locked. Windows are shut. There is a prep involved.
That's a lot of prep. But I want to know your original thing. If you were
meeting while I'm watching porn.
So viewers, we want to hear your stories. What's some of the most embarrassing moments that have happened to you, whether sending a text message or a Zoom meeting or anything, or sending a text message that you thought maybe was going to the person you were sexting and it was your mom or a director? Which
I do have a story.
Did happen to me once.
I
actually do have a story, Sergey. And viewers, please type yours out because this is a fun topic. Okay. Always thinking, Sergey.
My wheel's always spinning.
So this literally happened. I have a friend who was working on a web series and he was asking me for some feedback. And I was saying something like, it had a very Saw feel. It was like these couple woke up in a locked room and they couldn't figure out what they were doing there. So I made the suggestion to my friend that one of the characters should be wearing some sort of like chastity belt around his business, and that it was also a parody. It was also a comedy. So they should be forcing him to watch some porn, but anytime that he got excited, the chastity belt was there. So that was my idea to my friend for this little, comedic Saw take. And I was texting this to him, and my friend's name is Matt. So lo and behold, I hit send, and I sent it to Matt, a guy who is my boss at work. And he read this and he texts me back, "Was this for me?" And I screamed. Viewers, I was walking backstage at the place that I work and
Chuck E. Cheese.
I literally screamed into the air and called my boss up on the phone and was like, that was not supposed to go to you at all.
Wonderful.
James Michael Roddy is here. Oh,
Wow. Speaking of, boy, you
God. Speaking of former bosses.
boss in the house.
Yes. But yes, that did literally happen to me. So viewers, here we got some stories.
Marion Librarians. I was filing papers in my supervisor's office and looked up to ask him a question and discovered he was watching porn.
At work? Who does this?
In a library.
At a library at work.
Well,
Oh my
I think a lot of people do that at the library, really, but
telling Scott Rolfe, telling someone to fuck off that was meant for my sisters, and they had added a person to the group chat. Oh no.
Group texts are the worst. And if you think you're leaving one person out, which we sometimes have to do in the neighborhood, and then you're like,
better check through.
Yeah. Group texts are the worst. Well, at least you were 18. Unlike, who's your boss? Governor Cuomo? He's in some hot water, speaking of. I don't know if you got that, hey, look, Democrats can get in trouble too. He's being allegedly, accused of sexual harassment, and he wanted to play strip poker with a woman. And I was like, who plays strip
poker? Come out
today? Who plays strip poker at your age? Come on.
Listen, hey, you can see right through his shirt that
his nipples.
Governor Cuomo's got them metal nips.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
He sure does.
Maybe those were just a couple of COVID vaccines he was storing.
He's into some strange.
Brittany Schmick, I just showered on my lunch break today, and I'm wandering around my room like, should I get one of those conspiracy covers for my laptop camera? Nah, if they want to see, let them see. I'll miss naked lunch break when we're not remote anymore.
So she's just like, hey, let them see whatever they're going to see.
Well,
I love it.
Chelsea Handler on a ski slope. I don't know if any of you follow Chelsea Handler on Instagram, but she is 46 and she was skiing topless down a snow skiing with a glass of wine and pasties on, and just la-di-da-di-da.
Yeah.
Just look for it on Instagram. It's really great.
That's just funny.
I just read Kelly Jenner's.
Hold on.
It may take the cake.
Hold on before you go. I like that you said, who's her boss? And she's like, really, Rudy Giuliani. That's pretty funny. All right, here you go.
One time in high school, I was being sneaky and trying to meet my boyfriend in secret. Well, that would be sneaky. I accidentally called my dad instead of him. And when the voice said, hello, I just blurted out my entire plan. And the voice replied, this is your father.
Oh, no.
What did those plans entail?
I cannot wait to hear this.
Yes.
Sean Armstrong's is also very funny. At a very posh wedding, my best friend decided that he would call the bride and say dirty things, pretending to be the concierge. But it went on for a few minutes. He realized he was talking to the bride's mother.
I know this story from a little bird. And the said person that he was talking about was by the elevators where the phones were, called the concierge and asked to be connected to Mrs. I can't remember their last name. Miller.
The new bride.
Right, thinking that, not thinking about the mother, and so they did connected to there. That person was like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and everything. And she said, I think you have the wrong Mrs. Wheeler. That's what it was. I think you have the wrong Mrs. Wheeler. And I was like, and my friend was like,
I was just going to say, I think we're starting to think that Sean Armstrong's friend may have been someone real close to the show.
And then this person went, oh, good God, and hung up. And then the next morning was brunch, where, they all get together.
You had to sit right next to her?
Mm-hmm.
Sureg'ay.
Thank God she knew that my friend was
dying.
Very humorous, and she had a good sense of humor.
So many mimosas were drank during that brunch. So many mimosas.
Wow.
God, I forgot about that story about our friend Sean Armstrong.
Your very close friend. He's very close to me too.
If I had a nickel for every time I put my foot in my mouth, trust me, I'd be like Bitcoin rich.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Well, we have to move on to other topics. We only
Yeah.
have 15 minutes.
we literally only have 15 more minutes.
Oh, Holly, wait a second. Hold, please.
Oh, yeah.
Hollywood Smith has chimed in. Holly and Delante, here we go. I worked for an apartment community and we were hosting a movie event. Used Delante's projector to project Zootopia, one of the most important movies ever, in my opinion, honestly. On the large, she connected the laptop. Oh no. You played porn for your apartment community, Hollywood? I cannot.
Well, Hollywood.
Wait a minute. But who's
Here's your porn update from Hollywood.
was? Hold
How
on.
did you mistake? Is there a wait a second? Wait.
Hold
Is
on.
there a Zootopia porn parody? Is
There's
that how-
100% a Zootopia porn parody. Like,
You'd be surprised what you put a word in search. Like
Oh, yeah.
Puppies or bad puppy or
I bet you there is.
asking for a friend.
So
How did-
was this your computer with the porn on it, or was this Delante's computer, or was this someone
No,
else's
it was
work computer?
Delante's, please.
I'm just asking for clarification because if it's Delante's computer, Delante, come on, man, clear your history trail.
Seriously.
Come on.
History trail.
Use the private browser.
Wipe the cookie
no.
dust off your
It was
computer.
hers. It was hers.
That was your laptop. It was your porn.
Girl,
You have
Girl.
saved porn on your laptop.
don't be watching Zootopia porn on your laptop. Come on now. Use Delante's.
It was leftover video.
You gotta clear that. That's what I'm always afraid of. If I click on something, resume. I'll just get back to my porn later. I
Well,
love this,
ladies
this
and gentlemen,
scene.
thank you for sharing your stories with us for Sergey's Surveys.
Mm-hmm.
We had fun and we learned a lot about our viewers once again and each other.
I'll say.
So crazy week for Tiger Woods this week. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
just when you're ready to get back in the action, you roll over and take another one.
Listen.
That's his
footage.
SUV. So no one knows exactly what happened. They say he's not, we know it's 7 a.m. So unless he's one of us, then he wasn't inebriated that early because we're still drunk by 7 a.m. after this show. But it rolled over, and then when the cop they had used an axe to break the windshield to get him out. The cop said that the only thing he said was, "I'm Tiger."
The jaws of life they had to use.
It's been back and forth on that. They said they didn't necessarily use the jaws of life. They said they used an axe and pulled him out of the windshield. But
An axe?
well,
You just axed through a car?
first of all, it's Los Angeles. It's either a knife or an axe.
I mean,
Anyways,
goodness.
he's recovering. He has pins in his leg and having surgery. But God, he just got done with back surgery. And first of all,
no.
I, for one, know about back pain. And if any of you have ever thrown your back out, it's the worst. And it takes a long time to recover. But poor guy, he's just getting through all of that. And now all of a sudden he rolls over in an SUV. And speaking of not being intoxicated, this also came up. It's while we're on the news. Bruce Springsteen charges were dropped for DUI yesterday up here in the good state of Jersey because he only had 2 shots of tequila. His blood alcohol level was way low, the Jersey limit. And they were like, he should never even been arrested to begin with for it because he wasn't legally intoxicated. But I think it was just blowback. I think someone in politics or whatnot, or even maybe a Trump supporting cop, because
You think?
because this happened a while ago, and then as soon as the Jeep commercial came out on and the whole unity and talking about it was just so now let's get back to America and things like that. Boom, came out. He was dropped. The Jeep commercial got taken off the air right after the Super Bowl, 2 days later, if not the next day. And so he's been going through that for a couple of weeks. But anyways.
Conservatives don't believe in cancel culture, Sergey.
Oh, yeah, right.
That shouldn't have been it.
So the boss is free. And
Thank goodness.
we should all do a shot of tequila with him.
Absolutely.
I'm just glad
I
at
started
least it
tequila with the
didn't hurt
boss.
anybody or wreck. I don't condone drunk driving. because you'll spill your wine.
Get a chauffeur, Tiger.
You know
Oh,
what?
no.
I cannot believe that you missed the opportunity to play it. Like, I can't believe, like, Tiger Woods plays a sport, and you didn't even ask me to play this.
Ooh,
I'm like the best wingman.
Oh.
I know.
our wine boy.
What are you doing with that lotion?
That was a miss.
My hands just happened to get dry during that sports
you-
segment.
Did you use Holly's laptop? Is that what you got going? You got Holly's laptop over
My hands feel like Hollywood.
Mm.
there? Mm-mm.
Holly's
Is that from The Body Shop by Nick Pearson?
Ooh.
No, this is from CVS. I cashed in 500
Sorry,
football
Nick.
receipts to get it.
I was trying to
Yeah.
do solid.
You're supposed to say
I
yes.
know, but
God.
And
I
Sergey
didn't
trying to
win.
do a lotion.
it feels really good, actually. Let me
You
just...
put it on your face?
Why? It's hand and body. I could use a little moisturizer, trust me.
I thought it was hand on your body.
My hand is always on my body, trust me. Because I have Zoom meetings all the time with Hollywood.
I'm sure.
Wow, I put way too much on. I'm going to have to use some of that later.
Ew.
Well, you
Okay.
really, with your vaginal mesh.
I didn't bring it up.
Okay, we have a special cash app alert.
We got a Cash App alert, viewer.
You literally brought up vaginal mesh.
Well, see, what happens is when you start
I
being
don't
creepy,
remember.
people
That
start
was
giving you money.
15 minutes ago.
Okay. Nancy Conrad, it's $22 for my best friend Ashley's birthday on February 22nd. Well, happy birthday, Ashley. A few days ago.
Yay.
Hey, Nancy Conrad, thank you so much.
Nancy, that was so sweet. This
Too
is
bad-
shocking.
Too bad her birthday wasn't.
Are you looking at this, Sergey? That Olympic women's
Oh.
gymnastic coach.
I just saw that happened like right at the evening news this evening. Yes,
We've
I
been
don't know
talking
his
like
name,
before,
but he
so-
was indicted like
Right, the guy
several.
that was like had supposedly raped like hundreds of women.
Well, it's not the doctor that was. He was associated with the doctor. He's the coach that's
the
associated
coach.
with the doctor from
Send
your.
him to the doctor.
Was it Michigan? Weren't they Michigan people?
I don't know.
I think so. Anyway,
I hope not.
he was like indicted, but it's not just raping, like human trafficking and everything. That always disturbs me when I go, what country are we in that we're still like?
Seriously.
It's a huge thing. I never really realized that, but it.
I never
really
knew what a
is.
big thing it was either.
I mean, I thought we had moved on to French bulldogs by now, but
Seriously.
anyway, so yeah, he was indicted, like several dozen indictments for all of that, and then killed himself. I don't know how he killed himself. It doesn't really matter, but
Ugh. Yikes.
maybe he was walking Lady Gaga's dogs. I don't know.
I don't know.
Too soon, Sergey. Too soon.
Just gross.
What? Oh, so
We're getting close to the finish.
yeah, so we got to do
Okay.
scarf. But so I'm just going to combine this together because MTG.
This bitch.
Yeah, we have lots to talk about in Scarf Slap tonight. And one Scarf Slap we're going to get to in just a second is MTG, which is Marjorie Taylor Greene, or as you say, no one enjoys a meeting, MTG.
MTG.
She put up a sign, and I know Wineboy has some pictures of this. So across from her office is the other congresswoman who has a transgender child. And Marjorie
Her
Taylor
name is
Greene-
Marie Newsom.
I'm not sure. Anyway, she put up the transgender flag to show for equality and things like that. And then this bitch goes out and puts this sign up and says, there are two genders, male and female. Trust the science. When did they start trusting science or even paying attention to
Exactly. Paying even attention to science.
Yeah, maybe you should pay attention to science in Texas, or pay attention to science when the WHO was trying to inform you that there's a coronavirus coming to the United States. But
Yeah.
anyways, you
We're so fond
polish
of
your...
science then, were we?
So anyways, the internet got a hold of her and they fixed her sign for her.
Perfect.
Everything I do and say is fucking stupid, and we couldn't agree more. So the internet wins once again.
But did you also see that the representative Marie Newman that was the target of this sign? She just proudly went and put her transgender flag right outside of her office, because their offices are right across the hall from each other. And she just put that, just went ahead and planted her flag. I was like, you go, girl.
Well, and the good news of all of that, too, is that in Georgia, a lady, I don't know her name yet, but you will soon, announced that she's going to run against Marjorie Taylor Greene in Georgia, and they had her on CNN today. A friend of mine watches.
Man, I hope so. I will say, if she is a Democrat, she might not have a chance in that super red region. But if she is a Republican who is sane, like my boyfriend, Alex Kinzinger,
Which
Adam Kinzinger, excuse me. If she is a sane Republican, then she might have a chance.
Speaking of your boyfriend, Adam Kinzinger,
Yeah.
he actually went on and defended the congresswoman with the transgender child, and then in a way, but he also said, look, if we want to have a debate about something, that's fine, but we don't need to, trash people's children. I'm paraphrasing right now.
Antagonize people.
And then he said, we all need to do better. And, I really hope that's the way our party, the GOP Republicans, go, because, I went down that hole for a little while and I'm back. I just have to remember my morals.
They're gay.
Well, I don't judge you gays, unless you're wearing something like what you're wearing.
How dare you?
Well, did you just throw that together? Anyways, I'm the fashion expert. You can comment.
Young,
how dare you not tell me to put moisturizer on? Anyways, but he said, and so he just got even hotter, don't you think? Go.
He is a slice of cake. I just want to I don't know.
Kelly Jenner. Did you sit on your mesh? Did you tear a hole in your mesh?
On the silly news, did you guys see?
We got a scarf slapper. Sorry. So MTG.
No, we're not doing. We're not doing
watch
scarf
your
slap.
ad?
We're not doing scarf slap just yet, are we?
Well,
He doesn't have it. He has to watch an ad first.
I gotta watch an ad. Well, I was gonna say, did you? Well, definitely that.
He's in the middle of a porn right now.
Why do you think I haven't been on the show very much right now?
Exactly.
But did you, real quick? Did you guys
like
see?
lotion?
Oh, Lotion Boy. Oh, we have a fourth person, Lotion Boy.
We have 5 minutes, so we better get to
I know.
scarf slap.
Got to do this.
I just want to show this real quick because it's hilarious.
What?
The post office.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
No, we're not. Look at this thing. Isn't it so adorable?
It's the new car's coming in 2024 or 2022.
Something like that.
Anyway,
It looks like something out of Pixar.
It's like the Pope Mobile.
It is like the Pope-mobile. The higher the
they'll now
roof.
have airbags and air conditioning. Do you know they never had air conditioning in them bitches?
Well,
No wonder those people
wide
go
open.
postal. No wonder they go postal.
Dude, for real. Yeah, this is all the stuff that they're going to have. Airbags. How do you not have airbags in that? How did you not ever have airbags?
Look,
a sliding door.
Hopefully it has a gas pedal so that our mail gets here faster than it has in the last election.
Well, it's supposed to be a hybrid. So
yeah, I bet you a hybrider. Anyways, so thank you for
that's all I
sharing
wanted
that
to say.
car from Cars. MTG, we're going to give you a scarf.
hold on.
Wait a second.
We are. God.
Are we doing scarf slaps
Are we doing
now?
Yeah, is that what we're doing?
Folks, when we watch this episode again, I want you to rewind. That's why I didn't want to talk about the mail truck, because
We're running out of time, viewers. We have
You are like Mitch McConnell. You forget everything I say.
We didn't. Usually we start off scarf slap by saying, "Hey, everybody, get your scarf slaps ready," and blah 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 blah,
Exactly.
and then we
I'm
go into
sorry,
it.
one of
Have
our
you ever
producers
watched
is
the
a little
show,
off
Sergey?
this week.
God. And yes, it is electric.
Viewers, we are doing scarf slaps now.
Oh, are we?
It is up
I
to
thought
you.
we were just cheersing like a chime from church. No one told me.
It took
That's
me
the
so
beginning
long.
of the show, Sergey.
I like Fisher Price makes
You
a
all are
comeback.
lucky we're
Scott
not
Rolfe.
doing-
That's funny.
Because if you were sitting next to me right now, like the early episodes, when I used to actually cook for you both before the episode, do you remember that?
Those are so nice. You're such
That
good
was so
food.
nice.
And you're like,
Shut up.
Then you would literally put your hand in my mouth to shut me up. I do recall those. Evenings.
Well, you reminded me of Clay Aiken, and I felt like Kelly Ripa.
I liked that old school wine opener you had. That was like super fancy.
Yeah, a friend of mine, speaking of, broke that when he visited.
Oh,
Who?
really?
Not me.
I'm not mentioning Sean Armstrong's name.
What friend was that? Oh.
Oh. Dad and Dad are
We're
fighting.
not fighting, Caitlin.
We're not fighting. Just go to your room. Just
We're
go to
not
your
going to
room.
get a divorce.
No,
It's
but it
fine.
would be very funny if we were sitting next to each other so I could slap you in the face.
You would slap me in the face.
Yeah, remember I used to scarf slap you.
I do.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
properly.
Longest scarf
Let's do
slap intro I've ever had in my life.
Viewers.
This is like one of your This is like one of your novels.
Slaps.
Okay.
Well, listen.
Marjorie
Can
Taylor
I just say one thing? I want to point out Sean Armstrong's comment, and it is several comments back, but he makes an interesting point. He says MTG is way below the scarf slap.
Okay, fine.
Don't. He
Well, she's
doesn't want
also
to
way past the intro of Scarf Slap, so we're not going to give her one.
fuck her.
We have more to come. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Scarf Slap.
Yes, viewers. So
And
if
we
you
still don't
any-
have an intro song for that. We've been doing the show for 18 years.
Oh, we need an intro?
We did used to have it.
Did
when
we?
someone I know used to edit. But that
Had
Well,
a
send me the
scarf
video and I
slap
could do a
intro.
little intro. God.
Oh my
Did
goodness,
you
look at
just spill
yourself.
wine on your Fruity Pebbles scarf? Anyway,
All
Chris
right,
Condon,
first one.
Grumpy is going to be in Orlando. Scarf slap the
Yeah,
high.
starts at the Hyatt for hosting that CPAC. Ugh.
hold on.
Although, can I just say, hosting the CPAC is really going to boost all the homosexual prostitutes in town, give them some business. So,
That's good.
I mean, there's
Well,
a
since your other job slowed down and you probably got fired anyways from your text.
Okay, we got 3 minutes. Let's go.
Okay.
all right. So, are we scarf slapping the Hyatt? Because I don't mind.
Just the whole CPAC.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Scarf slap.
Yes,
And
Kelly
for
Jenner,
Cecil for
we
interrupting me.
just wanted to edge you with our scarf slap.
That was for you. If I was sitting next to you, you would have been tasting the wool from my Fruity Pebbles scarf.
Ooh,
I'm
I'm not gonna lick that.
sure the
close up.
viewers have something, but I would like you to know this. Mitch McConnell gets scarf slapped today because he said, after everything he
do?
said, that nutsy cuckoo Fruit Loop. I'm sorry, I like him because he's the head of my party. He said that he would back Trump if he ran in 2024.
Are
president.
you nuts?
What?
Just
Mitch
happened today.
McConnell.
So scarf
Oh
slap
my
Mitch McConnell.
goodness, here we
because
go.
You're bipolar.
You
maybe we
are.
should check- Let's
Yeah,
stop. Let's stop
literally.
worrying
You-
about Biden's coherence. And
You are.
Yeah.
He's like a coin. Just
He
keeps
is like
slipping.
a.
he's like a republic. He's like a prostitute at CPAC. He's going to be flip flopping
He's
all
going to be
over
flipping in all sorts of different directions. Here we go.
to Mitch McConnell's bipolarism. Scarf slap.
We did. It's only
He's-
4.
He just
He's-
like to slap my strap.
He was slapping so much in that one.
Lou Ann
Yeah.
Jenner brings up a good one. Scarf slapping Ron DeSantis
Oh yes.
for trying to order a
Oh.
half-mast for
For Rush
asking
Limbaugh.
Rush Limbaugh.
Which I talked to a dude and he said he can't do that. And he's a Boy Scout leader thing and he's got the articles of the flag handbook in his backpack. And he said you can't do it.
He can't.
Like
What do you-
like the governor can order it, but it has to be like an official, like
Right.
like an active sitting member. It can't just be his best friend's dad,
Which
or
is,
something
on
like
that
that.
same note, why I love that Palm Beach County defied DeSantis and refused to lower the flags for Rush Limbaughs. They were
Yeah.
like, no, we're not doing that.
So
I
like
love that.
Nikki
I
Fred.
love Nikki
right?
Fried. I
Oh,
love
Fried.
that the mayor of St. Pete was like,
Yeah.
"Mm-mm, No, we're
But
not.
then it sucks because then like we're not going to lower it. But then like President Biden, who can tell you when to lower it, said like, we're lowering it for the 500,000. But now it's like, what do we do in Florida? Like up, down, up, down. Like, come on, get on it.
Well,
Anyway,
there's definitely lots of ups and downs in Florida. So scarf slap to Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
Scarf slap.
oh God, Cecil,
Are you kidding me? That was not my fault.
you went premature, and I went on you.
Wine boy.
Wow, say that again.
That's not how that.
That sounded wrong.
There was a Jeff Perry scarf slap for the Fox journalist who called the Biden's dog a junkyard dog. Who was that?
I don't know.
What
I'm
a
sorry.
dumb-
They get the MTG. We're
What?
not F them.
But isn't it from a song?
A junkyard dog?
Yeah.
Because they don't know how to
Leroy
do
Brown.
journalism. They just
Meaner than a junkyard dog. Oh, we're gonna
Okay.
get sued. We can't do
Our
that.
producers are in my ear, and
Yeah, we
we are
gotta wrap
running
it
out
up.
of time. We are already.
We're
The show
over.
goes fast. With the show, well, if you had gotten the scarf slap faster, we'd still have things to be able to talk about. I'm gonna have to take an aspirin before I go to bed tonight for my blood pressure. Before we go and before we say goodbye, we want to give our thoughts go out to Rosalind Harvey and her family. For those of you that do know Rosalind Harvey, and for those of you who don't, she is the kind viewer and fan and friend who makes all of our VIP wine glasses
Yes.
and stickers. And she is in Arizona. And unfortunately, her parents were in a very bad car accident. And so she is not with us tonight and not able to join with us. So we send you our thoughts, and also our hearts go out to you and your family. So please keep them in your thoughts. And as you know, we have another, we come to you each and every week, but we had a meeting and we love you guys very much. But the show Hot Topics with Cecil and Sureg'ay and Wine Boy is going to take next week off. But don't you worry.
1 week.
Just 1 week. And we will be back the following week. But we do have to ask.
Yes, check our Instagram. We're going to put out a poll for you to vote
Put out
on.
a poll, all right.
Yes. So keep watching our Insta account. You'll see some clips and you'll see that poll. We have a very important question to ask you.
And we want to get your feedback, and we will decide based on that.
Yes. All right, viewers. We love you so much.
We do. So have a great week, and we will see you
in 2 weeks.
in 2 weeks.
Unless something like insane.
I mean, if Trump gets arrested, we're coming back on the air.
Look, can we just say that Thursday is supposedly the day that the QAnon folks think that Trump is taking back the office? And we know that that's not going to happen. So there might be something weird happening on that day anyway.
Well, anyways.
We intend.
We either will be in Cancun mentally,
Mhm.
or if something major happens, we'll be back. Okay. But we'll talk about that in 2 weeks.
We'll
But
talk
ladies and
about it.
gentlemen,
Check
we
our
love you
page.
all. Have a
Check our
great week.
Insta.
Raise your glass.
We love you.
On behalf of us all here at Hot Topics, I'm Sureg'ay.
I'm Cecil.
And I'm Wine Boy.
Love
Ooh.
you.